And let's go 111s in the chat because we are ready for the day. We're ready for the week. And guys, I'm so excited to be hosting this call. First and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to Chant, right, for setting up Wake Up and Ascend and for hosting these daily. I want to give a huge shout out to all the special guests on here. Last week on Friday, we had Anna on here and she gave a beautiful message. And I just want to give a huge shout out to you, right, for tuning in every single day and putting in the time to just hop on, get the energy, put yourself on a higher vibration, put yourself on a higher state of mind so you can go operate at your highest level. And I'm so grateful that we get to be on here. And we just did the first portion of the call, which was the worship and visualization, right? Visualizing ourselves at the highest level, visualizing ourselves at where we want to be. And today I want to cover, right, the topic that I want to cover is, yes, it's social media, right? We're going to be talking about social media. I love talking about social media because it has literally been the most impactful thing within my journey in this business and in my life, to be honest. Social media has allowed me to have just amazing connections. But I also want to cover something called the law of process. And I think that both of them tie in together, right? We're going to talk about social media growth and we're going to go over, why you should be taking advantage of your social media to grow your business in 2023. Well, going into 2024 now, but there's a process, right? And yesterday we had an incredible message, right, from our pastor, Rich Wilkerson, and he talked about the process that it takes for, a lot of things that we do in life. And he was talking about how he was going to be doing a marathon in January. And in that topic that he was talking about, right, he was saying how, he's always prepared for regular runs on a daily basis. And he was showing up every single day running and like beating himself up every single morning just to go, on his daily run. And then he realized that if he really wanted to last 23 miles in his marathon, he was going to need training, right? He was going to have to go through a specific process to be able to actually be able to complete the marathon, right? And that's why I wanted to share the law of process, because all of us on here, whether you're brand new into the business, whether you just started your trading journey with the Koshex, whether you've been in here for a while, maybe you're, an OG, right? If you've been in the business for a few years, it doesn't matter. We all have a process, and that's something that we all have in common, right? We can all share the fact that we all have to go through our own process. We all have to go through our own journey, and that's what differentiates all of us, right? Now, when it comes to the law of process, you want to realize, and we spoke about this, Ant has spoken about this on his previous calls, right, where he talks about planting and reaping and sowing. But growth isn't just gonna happen. Like, growth doesn't just happen. Okay, you don't just wake up one day and you're like, oh well, I'm at where I'm at because I'm at. That's it, right? No, like, there was a process that you had to go through when you start your social media, when you begin your journey in showing up continuously daily on your social media to attract people into your business, right? There's a process. Just like how when you decide that, let's say, for example, you want to start climbing a mountain, right? Climbing a mountain, that doesn't just happen. You don't just get to the top and that's it. No, like, there's a process that you had to go to. You had to, obviously go through the steps of climbing it step by step, but you didn't just show up at the top and that was it, right? It's going to come from hard work. It's going to come from showing up. It's going to come from you making that decision to say, you know what, I want to go from point A to point Z. And there's a process that takes place in order for you to get to those points. Now, I mean, Wake Up and Ascend, we've noticed and we know that especially through the worship and what we talk about here, we love to bring about, spirituality, and we love to talk about our faith journey as well. And I do want to talk about how God loves to show this to us through nature, right? He shows it to us through plants. He shows it to us through trees, right? When you take seed, soil, water, sunshine, put everything together, there's a process that has to happen, right? The fertilization, the scientific term for it, I don't know the exact, I don't remember. We got to take it back years for the science process of how a plant grows, but there's a process, right? It doesn't just grow overnight. You need time. Okay. And it's what we do and who we become that's the in-between. And that in-between is the sweet spot of everything that we do. Okay. And that's one example, right? A plant in nature. God also loves to show it through us through animals. And actually back in 2020, I remember actually doing a training for our team at the time. And I actually spoke about this one time because I had studied it. And I just went back to it this morning and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to share this because I know that a lot of people haven't heard about this. And for those of you who don't already have a Bible or don't already have something that they use as guidance when it comes to like studying the word, I'm not telling you that that's what you have to do, but shout out to Claudia for the Maxwell Leadership Bible. I've had a few of these throughout my entire journey, but I wanted to cover something that John C. Maxwell, because he's actually the author of this of this leadership Bible. So this is the Bible, but it has leadership lessons within the Bible. So John C. Maxwell kind of like notates around it. If you don't have it, I would highly suggest that, this is a great place to start. Shout out to Ant. He was just with John C. Maxwell this past weekend, and always getting in rooms with people who are going to help him elevate, right? Such a great example for us. But one of the things that I wanted to cover was, before we go into the topic of social media, was the leadership lessons from an ant. And it's crazy because I was just mentioning ant, but God loves to show the process, the journey, right, through nature. And we can see it from one of the smallest creatures in the world, right? One of the smallest, tiniest creatures in the world is literally showing us one of the biggest lessons. And we can find it on, let me see, Proverbs 6-8. Proverbs 6-8. Proverbs 6-8 says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food in the harvest." And when you read this, right, in the actual leadership Bible, John C. Maxwell breaks down the acronym for ANT. And ANT, right, we have ANTS, ants. A is going to stand for attitude of initiative, right? Ants don't need a commander to tell them to get started. They don't need a commander to tell them to get on their social media and start posting and start sharing their business. They don't need someone to tell them to wake up and get on Wake Up and Ascend. They don't need someone to tell them to get to Ascend in Miami, right? They have initiative. They have attitude of initiative. We have the N that stands for nature of integrity. So ants naturally, okay, they work faithfully and need no outside accountability to keep them doing right. They don't get steered from left to right. They don't allow outside sources to get in their ears and, to deviate them from what they were designed to do, which is build their little home under the ground and, have just an ant army, right? They work faithfully and need no outside accountability. I'm getting all of this from the Leadership Bible, right? The T stands for thirst for industry. Ants work hard and will replace their anthill when it gets ruined. If you're in this business and you sponsored a few people, maybe you had a team, your team fell apart, maybe those people aren't here anymore, maybe the one person that you sponsored, they left, right? You have to have the ability to get up and go out there and do it again. That's what the giants in this industry, people like Jefferson, people like John, people like Matthew Thayer, people like Ant, people like all of the top leaders that we look up to and that we are inspired by, that's what they do, right? What they continue to show up regardless of their circumstances in their journey in the process, and they're going to replace their anthill when it gets ruined. So look at all these little things that we can get from this small ant, from the small animal. And then the S stands for source of insight. Ants store provisions in the summer. So they know that in the summer, right? We've heard about this from the last Wake Up and Ascend calls where they talk, where Ant has spoken about the reaping and sowing, and there's a season for planting, there's a season for harvest, and you have to know what season you're in. And from that season, you need to know how to carry on to the next season and how to store for the next season, right? So how does this correlate to social media? How does this correlate to anything that we're going to talk about today? I think it's important for you to know not just where you are in your journey, but you have to understand that there's going to be a process when it comes to your social media, but you have to start now. You have to start today. Listen, we're in a time right now where people are using social media to become extremely wealthy and extremely rich. And it's because everybody is on their social media today. A few years ago, maybe that wasn't the case, but today, your social media is going to be extremely crucial, extremely important for you to be leveraging, right, to grow your business and to be able to show up effectively and be someone of influence, be someone who can actually impact others, if whether that's your goal or not. But if you're on this call, you're here to grow, you're here to get value, right? You're here to actually impact, because that's what we're here to do. So on your social media, okay, you have, and I want to actually share my screen so you can see what I'm going to cover. But I want to show you the lot of process through social media. When I first got started 4 or 5 years ago, I'm gonna be real, like I had no followers whatsoever. I was super scared to show my face on social media. Like I probably was like one of the people who would tell myself the most that I was shy, had no confidence, and I would post here and there, like when I was out of high school and stuff like that, kept up with people here and there, but like I never showed up on my social media the way I do now 4 or 5 years ago. And it's because I don't know, forget this, because my mentor at the time told me, listen, you just got to put your face out there. You just have to show up. If you don't start putting your face out there, like you're never going to be able to really go to the next level. Like, and that hit me, that struck me. And from that moment on, I said, you know what, like I'm going to do whatever it takes to show up on my social media. I don't care if I look bad. I don't care if I embarrass myself. I don't care if I don't care about any of the little details. I'm going to show up. And that's it, period. Nowadays, we have social media trainings, you have the social media channel, but before we had none of that. We literally had to go out there and eat the dirt and just start posting, and we had to see what worked, what didn't work. And since then, a lot of things have changed, but I'm going to show you really how the law of process takes place and why you should start posting today and why you should start taking advantage of it, right? Regardless of anything that you may be going through in your life or anything that you may be experiencing in your business, you have to show up and you have to start using your social media today. Let me go ahead and scroll back. I'm going to share my screen on my phone to show you this really quick, because let me show you. Hold on. Your iPhone via cable. Can you guys see my screen? Hold on, I'm scrolling all the way back. Drop some 555s in the chat if you can see my screen. Let me go all the way back so you guys can see something really quick. All right, this was my social media before I got started in the industry. This was my social media. This was my Instagram before I got started in the industry. I was just posting about my life. I was just posting just to post. Like it had no intention, had nothing to do with making money, with business, with nothing, right? It was just me showing my life, me getting married, me traveling, whatever. That was just it. Then if you go and you scroll a little bit higher, you can start seeing that I started posting business material, right? I started showing myself trading. If you can see on one of the pictures up here, you can see, myself and Rich in our launching mode, right? Starting to go to events, starting to trade. And let me tell you right now, this was back in 2018, okay? But this is all proof that there's a process that has to take place in order for you to go to where it is that you want to go, right? It doesn't just happen overnight. Like I was saying in the beginning of the call, you have to start from somewhere, and don't think that, oh, because I'm starting today, I have to go through like a whole bunch of years of going through my process to be able to get to where I want to go. No, the point is you have to show your journey. You have to show where it is that you started. Don't just go on your Instagram right now and say, you know what, I'm going to delete everything that I currently have and I'm just going to start from scratch. You can start from scratch, and you can. I'm telling you right now, in today's age of social media, you can. But the best thing you can do is leverage the fact that your personal Instagram or your personal Facebook shows your previous life prior to when you actually started your journey, right? Because now people are going to be able to see, okay, first and foremost, Marianne just launched something. She's doing something, different than what she was doing before. She's partnered up with great people, right? I can see that she's making moves. I want to be a part of whatever she's doing. I want to see what she's doing. So you start posting on your social media, your Instagram today, or your Facebook, or you start taking it seriously, And guess what? A little bit later down the road, you may not feel it right now, but a little bit later down the road, you're going to be able to actually go back and say, wow, like, look at this progress. Look at how much I've changed. Look at how it is that I, started showing up on my social media. And you're going to be able to see that difference. And so I show you this because this is 4 years in the making. And I'm nowhere near where I want to be today. As a matter of fact, like, I feel like I'm just getting started again in the industry, but this is what you have to do. You have to post and you have to start showing up on your Instagram, because if you don't, you're always going to be in that limbo phase of like, oh, should I do it? Should I post? Should I start showing up? Should I start? Because that's where you need to go. So you need to realize that the law of process needs to take place. But in order for the law of process to take place, you have to start showing up on your social media. Now, what can you do to show up on your social media? I'm going to tell you right now, in today's age, there's no perfect way. Okay, there's no perfect template. There's no perfect profile that you can have. There's no perfect exact way to do it. Okay, the only thing I am going to tell you is in 2023, heading into 2024, your social media is about your personality. A few months ago, you could have gotten away, or even today, you could still get away with showing up, and posting the same way that everybody posts, and you'll get some traction, you'll get some engagement. But today, your social media is going to thrive. It's going to grow when you show your personality, when you show who you are, when you show your vulnerabilities, when you show the little things that a lot of people get uncomfortable to even show up on their social media about. And if you were using your social media before, right, before you got into MDC, if you started using your social media with the intention of, just showing up, I want you to change that mindset to now I'm going to show up intentional. I'm going to show up as if my social media is my resume, right? It shows people who I am so that when I go to reach out to them, or they actually see my page and want to reach out to me and see what it is that I'm doing, right? It's going to give them that, it's going to show them that you are intentional about what it is that you're doing, so that you can start making money from your social media through MDC, right? Making sales and being able to connect and network with people. Now, you're going to actually use your social media, okay, by number one, revamping your bio, your Instagram bio. Your Instagram bio has to show that you are, what you're doing, how you can help others, okay, how you can, what you can do for them, what you can offer, who you are, and what you can do for the person that's going onto your social media page. For example, on my Instagram page, right, what do I have on my bio? I have health, wellness, wealth, travel, and I teach you how to earn money from your phone. Connect with me. So I'm showing you what I do: health, wellness, wealth, and travel. That's the niche that I'm tapped into. I tell you exactly what you can get from me when you come onto my page. I teach you how to earn money from your phone. And then after that, I have a call to action: connect with me. And I have my link there so that people can click on it and actually get in contact with me. So you want to make sure that you have a way of showing who you are, what niche it is that you're a part of, and what you can offer to others that are coming onto your page that are going to say, you know what, I do want to follow this person, or you know what, I don't want to follow this person. And that's where you have to start. You have to start by optimizing your Instagram bio to show people what it is that you're here to do, who it is that you're here to show up as, and how it is that you're going to help someone get from where they're at now. And even if you don't feel like a professional right now, or you don't feel like someone who can lead people right now, listen, you start showing up as that person today, the rest will come. When I first started my Instagram and my social media journey, I did not have I barely had anybody in my team. I probably had like 2-3 people in my team. Okay. I had no authority. I had no influence whatsoever, but I showed up on my Instagram that people would have thought that I was, at that time, that I was making $10,000. And I would go to the events and people would ask me, hey, like this is, I'm like, dude, I don't even have, like, I'm just, like the first rank in the company. And that's how you have to start showing up today. So on your social media, okay, you start showing up today as who you are right now. You are going to show your personality. You're going to get uncomfortable and show your face and show yourself in the camera, right? Shout out to all people on here who are getting uncomfortable daily and they're showing their face on social media. and they're promoting the business and they're sharing their daily life. And I'm telling you right now, you don't have to do this if you don't have to show your daily life if you don't want to, but it's going to be so beneficial for you because people are going to get to connect with you on another level that they weren't able to before. So what can you post about on your social media? You want to post not just your personal stuff, like what you do on a daily basis, whether you work, right? If you work, show yourself working, or show yourself, hey, like I may be working full time right now, but I'm working part time on my fortune. Like, as soon as I get off of work, like what I'm doing is I'm working towards my future. Don't be afraid to actually go out there and show what it is you're doing. If you're a mom, show yourself being a mom, but also doing what you're doing because you're doing this for your kids, right? Showing up to your business because you're doing this for your children. You're doing this because you want another life for your family. So show your personal, right? Show the lifestyle, right? When we go to Ascend now, show yourself traveling to Ascend. Here's the thing. You want eyes to be on your social media? People love to see when you go travel. People love to see when you step outside of what you do on a daily basis. They love to see that. So if you're going to Ascend, leverage your trip to Ascend as a way for people to see she's making moves, she's doing something different, she's traveling. Now she's going to be at an event with a lot of different people that are all winning. She's going to show, the people on stage. She's going to show the people speaking. I already know that I'm going to be watching her stories for the next couple of days because I know that she's traveling and I want to keep up with it, right? You want to show inspiration, right? Let's say you find a quote or something on your social media that you find inspirational to you. Post it on your story or post it on your page. Okay, show yourself on a call like this. You can literally take a picture of yourself on a call just like this, post it on your social media page, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, it doesn't matter, and share it. Right? The point is for people to see that you are engaged in your community and you're doing something different. And that's how you're going to start to attract. Now, here's the thing. You have to do this every single day, even when you don't feel like it. I don't feel like posting every single day. I don't feel like, making a TikTok or a reel or whatever the case is every single day. But you have to get uncomfortable and you have to be willing to do that. Another thing, results, right? If you're either using the body melt collection, if you're using let's say for example the Akashex, if you're using any of the products, share your results, right? Share yourself drinking the Exi Trim drink, share your results that you've gotten so far from the Fat Blaster kit, share your results with Akashex. If you're plugged into the battle of the markets, right? How did it go for the battle of the markets? Share those results on your social media. Here's the thing. A lot of us don't want to show up because we fear of what people are going to think, or of what, if people are going to judge us, or maybe my friends, my family, this, whatever they're going to think. Let them think whatever they're going to think. First of all, they don't care because there's so much in their lives that they don't have the time to think about what you're doing. Some people, they may make the time to think about you or things like that when it comes to you on your social media, but most of the time people don't care. So don't stop yourself from showing up on your social media because you think, oh, these people are thinking this specific way, or I don't want to post this because I don't want my friends to know that I'm in a part of a network marketing business or whatever, right? It doesn't matter. You have to literally be willing to remove any fear, because at the end of the day, they're not going to pay your bills and they're definitely not going to get you to where it is that you want to go. You can also post yourself about your interests or your hobbies. What do you like to do outside of network marketing? See, here's the thing. Like when we first start this business, we just want to post everything about business, 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 business. But there are things that we like outside of our businesses, right? There's hobbies that we like, right? Rich, my husband, he loves to play basketball. He loves cars. He loves so many different things, right? He'll show music. He loves music. I love music, right? There's a lot of things that I like to do. I love going to Whole Foods. I like making different recipes. There's a lot of things that we do outside of our businesses that we can share and we can post, right? That doesn't have to specifically be just you on a call, on a Zoom call or something like that, but post it, right? Share it. You'd be surprised how many conversations you can start by just sharing. The other day I posted I posted a water filter that I had got, and it caused and sparked so many new conversations that created about 2 leads for me just because I posted a water filter that I got my hands on. Little things like that. Like, you would be surprised at how many conversations and how many people you can add to your business by you just sharing the things that you love to do or that you love talking about, whether it's whatever niche, whatever it is. You just have to go out there, get uncomfortable, and post, right? Maybe you want to highlight the team. Maybe you want to highlight I transform my daily choice. Whatever it is, the point is for you to go on there and show up. You want to tell your story. Every once in a while, I'll go on my stories and I'll share my story, my journey. If you're just a few days within the business, perfect. You can go onto your Instagram story right now and you can actually share your story. Hey, this is what I've been doing for X amount of time. Like, I have been working full-time at this job, and recently I got connected with amazing people, and I started actually, realizing that I can change my life if I plugged into this business, and this is what I'm on track to doing, right? Or maybe you've already been in the business for a while, but you want to introduce, listen, with the new brand bucks that we have with brand bucks, this is the time for us to get on social media and bombard social media with the brand bucks, because guess what? Now we can actually go out there and help people not just take advantage of Akashex and not just take advantage of our digital products, take advantage of the physical products that we have for health and wellness, for travel, whatever it is, right? But share your story and show people how it is that they can actually partner up with you, because if whatever you don't promote, people won't see, which means people won't actually connect with you. So if you are not promoting anything at all, that's why people won't engage with you. So you have to show, when you get on your social media, you have to be okay with just going out there and promoting whatever it is that you're doing for whichever niche. Okay. Now, nobody relates to perfect. Okay. Just be you. You have to be yourself. Don't go out there like, yes, go follow top leaders like Ant, like Jefferson, like Maddie, like all the top, like Candace, right? Follow all the top leaders in the industry. But I'm going to tell you right now, you have to be yourself. The minute that you start being yourself, you're going to actually attract not just the right people into your life, but the right experiences, the right moments into your life that are going to lead you to that ultimate goal that you have. So share your story, be yourself. There's no perfection when it comes to social media. You literally have to just be you. And I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to share my screen again and show you how it is that you can share a story, right? Because a lot of people, believe it or not, they don't know how to go on Instagram and share a story. So for example, if I go ahead and share my screen really quick for my phone, I'm going to go on here. Hopefully you guys can see again. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm on Instagram, right? If I swipe left, okay, it's going to show me my camera. Guess what? Boom. I flip the camera by clicking that little button at the bottom right. And now I'm showing myself, and I can hit that button in the middle to click record and start talking. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So here's the thing. Swipe left, story, start talking. Whenever you post something, right, people are going to be able to see, and you're going to be able to go through your followers. All these people are people that you can actually not just create conversations with, but these are people that you know are watching. And so whenever you post a story, that is one way you can track, okay, these are the people that are watching my stories. These are the people that I can actually engage with. These are the people that I can start conversations with. Same thing goes. That's how you can create a story, right? There's multiple things that you can post on your Instagram, but start there, right? And start with the post. If you click that little plus sign at the top on your Instagram, it's going to show you the options. You have a reel, you have a post, you have a story or a story highlight. You can go live, right? Even for me, going live makes me extremely uncomfortable. But here's the thing, when you go live and the people that are following you actually see that you're live, they're also going to be able to connect with you on there as well. So you'd be surprised how well you can use that to your advantage. But this is where you can start, guys. And I know that you're probably expecting me to go over like super tactics and this and that, but like in reality, there's not one specific thing that you can do right now to be perfect to show up on social media. Like right now, you just have to show up and you just have to start posting, and you just have to give people something to actually watch so that they can actually see you doing something and want to be a part of the movement that we have here taking place within I Transform, within My Daily Choice, right? And that's going to be the law of process. You see, if I wouldn't have started taking my social media serious back in 2018, I would not be where I am today, right? I would not have the confidence that I have today. I would not be able to speak on a call like I am today, right? But it's because I started when my mentor first told me to get uncomfortable and start showing up on my social media, okay? So that is my word for you today. Understand that there's a law of process, and there's a journey that we all have to take, and there's going to be, you know, different obstacles, different challenges that we're going to face throughout the journey when it comes to social media. But I'm going to tell you right now, the way that you're going to actually learn is by you getting hands-on, and by you getting on the field, and by you actually going in there and seeing this is how people are posting. I'm going to actually show up and post, but in my own sauce, right? I'm going to see what people in the industry are doing, but I'm going to show up with my own value, right? To impact and to show up for those who really are in need, right? We know that we're in a time right now where there's a lot of chaos around the world, but we don't allow that to enter into our sphere, right? Into our own bubbles, right? Because we have a shield around us, but we actually are that light for people, right? We want to be that light. So we want to show up on our social media, and we want to be that light, because a lot of people are looking for direction. A lot of people are looking for, you know, a way out of their situation and a way out of where they are right now. So understand the process that you're going to have to take, but the process is only going to happen. The time has to happen, but you have to have a starting point, right? There's already an end. God already has an end destination for you, but you have to have a starting point. And with your social media, that's going to be such a great tool, such a great asset that you can use today, aside from what you're already doing right now, whether it's in person, that you're you know, reaching out to the people that you know from your warm market, right? But your social media is going to help you take it to a whole other level. So guys, I really hope that you got a message from, you know, the leadership lessons from an ant, right? From nature, that God always shows us that a process is going to take time. There may be moments where we're going to have to start over. There may be moments where we're going to have to take initiative. We're going to have to be those leaders that are going to have to rise up, right? Just like how God shows it to us in nature. And this process, right, that we're going to have to take with social media and getting uncomfortable, right, is going to also take place. But the whole point of this is for you to show up. And if you continue to show up and you continue to actually be a person that provides not only value for yourself, but to others, you're going to put yourself in a position to grow. And guys, this is where I'm going to end it. And we're going to go ahead and get into the last portion of the call, which is writing down our goals, right? And actually putting into action the things that we want in our life, right? By actually not just speaking them into our life, but writing them into our life. And you see, our goals, the things that we want, you can think about them, but when you put them down on paper, when you actually write them down, there's actual neurons that are linked to your hand. When you put that pen and paper and you're writing down your goal, you are literally bringing it into life. You're bringing it from the mind, okay, from the spirit, from the spiritual to the physical. And writing down your goals is essential, okay, to where it is that you want to go. You see, back in 2018, Rich and I, both of us, right, we may have had a one end goal of what it is that we wanted to accomplish and achieve by the next 10 years. And we wrote it down. And till this day, right, we both have our goal cards that we can see that has that goal, right, that we can actually move towards every single day, because we know what the end destination is going to be. But your goal, okay, what you're going to write down with that, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take a few minutes to write down our goals. Your goal is giving yourself a navigational system. You see, right now, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a goal to go 1K, if you don't have the goal to go 5K or 10K or whatever K, super affiliate, right? Whatever it is, the goal, maybe your goal is to attract and to accomplish a $10,000 trading account. Maybe it's whatever that amount is, right? Nobody's going to give you that goal except yourself. You're the one who's going to set that goal. You're the one that has a vision for yourself in your life, but you have to write it down, because when you write it down on paper, okay, when you write it down, I'm not just saying write it down in your notes. No, write it down on paper. You're putting it from the spiritual to the physical. Now you're giving it life. You're giving your goals life. And so the way that we write down our goals is very there's a method to how we write down our goals, right? We learned this from Bob Proctor. And it starts with, I am so happy and grateful now that I am blank. And we're going to give it by a date. So I'm so happy and grateful now that I am 1K in my MDC, in MDC, right? My daily choice by X date. So we're going to give it a date, whether it's the date in Ascend, whether it's October 31st, right? That date, you need to write it down and you need to put it on paper. Okay. And you're going to end it with, thank you, God, I trust it's done. So I am so happy and grateful now that I am 1K in my daily choice by October 26th, which is Ascend, October 31st, whichever that date is going to be. Okay. Thank you, God, I trust it's done. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a 10K in my daily choice by October 31st, 2023. Thank you, God, I trust it's done. Even if right now you may not know how to get to that goal, how to accomplish that goal, how to achieve that goal, you still want to write it down, and you don't want to give yourself that barrier of like, oh, I don't know, I can't write this down because I don't know how I'm going to achieve a $10,000 trading account, etc. Right? You have to be able to get past that fear and understand that even if it seems supernatural, God is going to do the supernatural in your life, because he is connecting you to the right source, to the right place, and with the right people that are going to help you get to those goals. So write down your goal. We're going to take the next 3 minutes to write down our goals, right? 10 times. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to give it 3 minutes to write down those